Welcome to the Righteous Kitchen. New Year's is approaching and it's time to make black-eyed peas. I am starting with 2 pounds of dried black-eyed peas. Okay, I'm going to sort these so I have the cutting board edge going over the counter, and I have a bowl to catch the peas. I'm just going to look through them and put the cleaned peas into the bowl. You'll remove any broken bits or any rocks or clumps of dirt. Okay, I'm going to rinse these and then I'm going to soak them. And while the black-eyed peas are soaking, I'm going to fill the crock pot about 1/3 of the way with water. And I'll have the crock pot heating onto high heat. That's just going to get everything moving a little bit faster. Okay, the beans are off to the side. I have 4 stalks of celery, 4 carrots, a large onion, and 2 roasted hatch chilies. All right, so we'll trim up the celery. And I'll give it a dice. We'll peel and dice the carrots. All right, and we're going to chop the onion. I'm going to remove the stem and de-seed. You'll probably just run this over water. And I will give these a quick dice. The last time I baked a ham, I rendered the fat. I defatted the broth and I saved some ham pieces. We're using all of that for the black-eyed peas. Here is the ham broth. I will let that defrost in this mixing bowl. Here's the pieces of ham. I'll go ahead and let that defrost. And then here is the lard. I'm going to get the electric skillet heated to medium-high heat. And I'm going to throw in a pretty good sized chunk, probably about 3 tablespoons of lard into the skillet. All right, and we'll go ahead and get the vegetables in there. When the vegetables have started to soften, add about 6 large cloves of garlic. Or more, depending on your preference. I like to season the vegetables, so I'm going to put in 2 teaspoons of black pepper, 2 teaspoons of oregano leaves, 2 teaspoons of basil, 1 teaspoon of paprika, and we'll do another teaspoon of garlic. Turn the heat onto low and get all this mixed in here. Notice I didn't add any salt yet. I'm going to add that at the end. I'm going to add the black-eyed peas to the crock pot. And I'm going to add the sauteed vegetables. Okay, now I'll return this to the base of the crock pot on high and just let it cook till the beans are tender. And we will keep an eye on the water level. Now, I did mention that I have ham broth. As the water evaporates, I will replace it with the ham broth. But right now, I don't want to waste the ham broth. I'll use the water. Okay, this has been in the crock pot for about an hour and it's lost some liquid. So I'm going to go ahead and add the ham broth. And I'll return this to the crock pot and let this broth absorb into the beans. Okay, I'm going to taste a bean and see if it's soft. They're nice and soft. You don't want to cook these to where the beans are falling apart and getting mushy. You want them to be tender and done, but not mushy. So they're done. And I am going to go ahead and add the ham that I had frozen. This is defatted pieces of ham. So we have these nice, flavorful chunks of ham going into the black-eyed peas. And I'm just going to let them warm through. But this is basically what it's going to look like right here. All right, this is the black-eyed peas. They cooked this method about 2.5 to 3 hours. The time will depend if you're adding, frozen ham broth to it or not. So that took a little bit longer. But however you do this, just make sure that you don't overcook the peas. Again, you want them to be whole. You don't want them to be mushy. When you take a bite of the peas, they should be nice and soft. So I'm going to give this a sample. I still haven't added any salt, so I'll taste this and see if it needs any salt. I think it tastes great. It's salty enough from the ham. It's very delicious. This recipe can be a part of your New Year's traditional recipe with your cornbread and your rice. Very delicious. Please follow The Righteous Kitchen at blogspot.com and across social media.